Hello and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. If you're one of my regular Sims viewers, you're probably thinking, what in the hell is this? But surprise, my first love has always been FPS games. Overwatch stole my heart, and now Marvel Rivals has totally reeled me in. Lately, a bunch of you have been asking how I play Loki so well, so I figured it's time to show you what I've learned. I am definitely not a pro, and I'm not pretending to be, but when I first started learning Loki, all the high-level advice was actually really overwhelming. So I wanted to break it down in a way that's super simple and easy to follow. Loki has always been my favorite Marvel god. I even have a custom Loki Stanley. I'm not kidding. I first connected with him because he reminded me of my main in Guild Wars 2, which was a Mesmer, which is one of my all-time favorite classes. So the moment I saw Loki's kit, I knew he was the perfect hero for me. You can kind of call me an OTP Loki, but I'm here for it. So today we're diving in on how to play one of the most chaotic, slippery characters in Marvel Rivals, the God of Mischief himself. But don't worry, you don't need to be a sweaty pro or in Eternity or Celestial or anything like that to have fun with the God of Mischief. I'm going to break it down nice and simple for the average player, just like myself. I don't know about you, but I don't have time to sit in these lobbies and grind and grind and grind for hours. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I have a lot of other things to do, and sometimes I just want to get on Rivals, play with my besties, and have a great time. But I also want to win, and I know you do too. So let's learn on how to win with Loki. Loki's main attack is called Mystical Missile. It's a splash attack, so when you shoot it, it either damages enemies or heals teammates, depending on who it hits. Here is the trick. Aim at the ground or the feet of your target to get maximum effect. If you're helping teammates, this heals multiple people at once, and if you're attacking, it damages enemies grouped together. A little tip is to use it in team fights. You'll be surprised how much impact it actually has. Think of it as 3 instead of 1. Next is Deception. This is kind of like your panic button. So Loki goes invisible, heals himself a little over time, and leaves a fake copy of himself behind. Enemies often chase the wrong one, which gives you a second to hide, heal, or escape. So use this when you're at low health or need to get out of a bad situation really quick. With Doppelganger, Loki creates an illusion, basically a clone that can cast some of your abilities from a distance. So this clone can confuse enemies and help you pressure from multiple angles. Think of it kind of like as a decoy that can still help in a fight. This one is simple but powerful. It's Devious Exchange, which lets you swap places with your clone. You can have it to where if you point your mouse over the clone, you can swap to it. I have it be, I think it's my F key, so that way I actually have to choose the clone I want to swap to, because depending on where you place them, sometimes it won't swap to the correct one. So this just gives you the ability to do it on your own. And if you're in trouble, you can instantly teleport to safety or use it to surprise enemies by showing up behind them. Always know where your clone is. It's an emergency exit. And also you can teleport through walls, which is really nice. Loki's next ability is Regeneration Domain. This is personally my absolute favorite. It's the ability to drop a rune field that heals teammates when they are taking damage. So basically, if your team is inside it, they survive longer, even through enemy ultimates. The only one that it cannot go against is Scarlet Witch. Everybody else, Loki can pretty much time it to help alleviate the ultimate of an enemy. Think of it kind of like if you're an Overwatch player, think of it like a BAP lamp. Also, when you drop your regeneration, it drops on yourself along with all of the illusions. So save this for when your team is grouped up and under pressure. It can literally win fights. And now for the fun part, Loki's ultimate. With God of Mischief, Loki can copy an enemy or an ally he sees and use their abilities for a short time. Now, I'm an Echo player in Overwatch, so having Loki be able to do this is kind of like I get a little bit of Echo, and I love it. I highly recommend enabling the double confirmation of who to duplicate. I also do this with Echo and Overwatch because I have messed it up so many times, way more than you can count, and that's not good for anybody. All right, now I'm going to tell you how to actually play Loki without being a pro sweat lord. Pick your fights. Don't charge in. You're not an Iron Man. You're a sneaky god with some little sprinkle of magic. So wait for the enemy to be distracted, then strike. I think this goes for anybody in any FPS is to use walls. So teleport to high ground, sneak behind walls, disappear mid-fight. The more annoying you are to hit, the better you are doing. Sometimes I like to place a clone really far away and then I can snap to go to that clone and leave my previous self behind, and that really confuses people. Honestly, it's really good for flyers because it kind of gets them out of that high ground and they try to find you, and you know, he's the god of illusion, so be elusive. Cloning is kind of like your oops button. It's kind of what I just talked about. So if you're getting chased, you can throw a clone in the opposite way, and most people panic and shoot it. They're wasting ammo and you're already gone. Practice teleport aim in training. I know it sounds kind of goofy, but teleport is a huge part of being slippery, and it's probably the main thing in Loki's kit. At first, when I started playing him, I was kind of like looking around for my clones and I was getting nervous and I was like, oh my gosh, where is this and where is that? But if you take the time to practice and get to know where your clones are and you can teleport to them really quickly, it helps so much. Something else is Loki's clones are usually best placed on high ground because better visibility and escape routes are there for you after teleporting. It's also harder for enemies to reach or predict your clone's location, gives you a potential advantage to strike flyers or dive enemies from above, and it allows you to quickly retreat or reposition while staying safe, which is kind of what I just talked about previously. Also, sometimes placing clones near health packs or behind cover works really well and maybe even better depending on the map and situation. High ground is just more reliable of a general spot. Always focus on support characters and low health enemies. Obviously, you're a healer, you heal first. Loki's also a really good flanker, but he works best when targeting vulnerable players, not necessarily tanks. So I always, as a healer, I main mostly healers. I always protect my co-healer first. Anytime I'm in a match when I'm not with my friends and I have a healer that heals me, I always make sure to thank them because it is so rare to have another healer get healed. And let me tell you, us healers need to be healed too. Don't waste your abilities all at once. Try to space them out for maximum mobility and confusion. Now, I know sometimes there's going to be shit that happens and you kind of panic and use all of your abilities, and that's fine. You're in quick play, who cares, right? So practice as much as you can in quick play, and then when you get into comp and you know what your abilities are and when you've used them, you can kind of make a mental note and then realize, okay, I use this, now I have this coming up, or I have another clone I'm able to use. It just takes practice. Another great thing that you can do with Loki is to reposition often. So keep moving and keep the enemy guessing. I know a lot of Loki players like to stand kind of next to their clone to act like a clone, and that way it confuses people even more. Another tip that I heard that was actually really, really helpful for me is when a dive hero targets you, like we're talking Black Panther, Magic, even a Psylocke, keep your clones close together and concentrate their attacks on the threat to take it down fast. So I know sometimes with Black Panther, if your clones are close together, he can kind of go through and hit you very quickly. But if you have somebody helping you, or even like your healer is helping as well, you can kind of do that real quick to get the kill out as fast as you can. Also, I forgot another tip. If there's a Moon Knight, he's like the bane of my existence. Make sure that you spread out your clones, because the closer your clones are together, the easier it is for him to use his onks to ricochet off of your clones and get very high damage, and your clones will disappear real quick. So my final thoughts when it comes to Loki is that he is a high mobility hero designed around positioning and disruption. He rewards patience, map awareness, and timing more than direct aim duels. If you enjoy heroes that focus on precision, movement, and catching opponents off guard, Loki can be a great choice, even if you're a casual player. The best advice that I can give is just have fun, relax, don't take this game too seriously. Loki's kid is honestly incredible and he's way stronger than most people give him credit for. That's why in high elo games, you'll always see one. A lot of what makes him so powerful doesn't always show up on the scoreboard. Whether it's cloning an ultimate at the perfect moment or turning the tide with a well-placed rune, I have literally carried games without anyone realizing it. So, next time someone wants to try to flame you while you're playing or practicing Loki, just tell them to run him next match and let you know how that goes. And with that, that kind of wraps up my Loki guide. So whether you're new to Marvel Rivals or want to show off his swimsuit skin, or just trying to improve with Loki, I hope this gives you a clearer understanding of how to play him more effectively. I will also include my custom crosshair code in the description box below. It mimics the way his staff emits healing and damage, and ever since I switched to it, my aim has noticeably improved. If you have any questions or strategies you've discovered or clips you're proud of, feel free to share them in the comments. I would love to hear how your matches are going. Maybe this is the first time you're trying out Loki, or he's your absolute favorite like me. I would love to know any of that. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video.